So, if you're building anything, you know this feeling, right? That constant fog of meeting notes, research docs, team updates, it's everywhere. Your job really is to cut through all that noise and find the truth. Because truth is what lets you move fast. Let's get right into how you can start manufacturing that clarity whenever you need it. I mean, really, what if you could just dissolve all that ambiguity in a few minutes instead of booking another meeting? What if you had a tool that could collapse hours of chatter and mountains of documents into one single actionable insight? Look, this isn't just about some new piece of software. This is a fundamental shift in how you think and how you lead. And let's be perfectly clear about something. Getting good answers from AI isn't about learning some clever little trick. It's a core leadership skill. I really believe it's the new literacy for anyone who has to build, lead, or make decisions when you're just drowning in information. It all comes down to one thing: precision in, precision out. Okay, so to really master this, you gotta understand how this AI thinks. This isn't magic, not at all. It's a system, and it's a reliable one, built on a principle that's about to become your new best friend for finding clarity. And that principle is this: source grounding. Now, unlike other AIs that are just pulling stuff from all over the internet, NotebookLM only uses the documents you give it. And this is the absolute game changer. It means no hallucinations, no made-up facts. Every single answer is verifiable. You can trace it right back to your own material. Finally, an AI you can actually trust with important work. The process behind this is called Retrieval Augmented Generation. You can just call it RAG. And it's beautifully simple. 1, you ask a question. 2, the AI retrieves the relevant bits from your documents. 3, it synthesizes an answer using only that information and nothing else. And 4, it cites its sources. It's like an open book test every single time. It's predictable, it's auditable, it's reliable. So, how do you actually leverage this system? Well, you don't need a PhD in computer science. You just need to get these 3 foundational laws into your DNA. These are the non-negotiables for turning all that noise into a clear signal. First law, and it's the most important: be unambiguous. You have to remember, the model is a mirror. Vague questions will always get you vague answers. If you put mush in, you get mush out. Clarity in, clarity out. Precision isn't a suggestion. It's a hard requirement if you want to get anything useful back. Second law, define the final output. You can't just ask it to summarize. That's lazy. You have to give it a blueprint. Tell it, create a 1-page decision memo, or generate a comparison table with these 3 columns, or draft a list of action items specifically for the engineering team. You have to define the shape of the answer you need. And the third law, and this is probably the most powerful one: tell the model how to think. This is where the real leverage is. Don't just give it a task, give it a persona. Act as a skeptical investor and poke holes in this business plan, or adopt the mindset of a brand new user and tell me what's confusing. Give it an analytical lens, and what you get back are razor-sharp insights. Okay, so those are the laws, that's the theory. Now let's make this real. Let's put them into action. Here are a few high-leverage prompt patterns you can start using, like right now. First up is the synthesis prompt. This is your go-to for making decisions. You can feed it a whole pile of raw documents, meeting notes, user interviews, market research, and ask for a structured decision memo. This forces the AI to go way beyond a simple summary and actually synthesize all that information into a format you can act on. And boom, this is what you get. You literally transform that scattered mess of inputs into a single coherent document. It clarifies the decision, it presents the evidence, it outlines the next steps. See? This isn't a summary, it's a tool for execution. Next, you've got the comparison prompt. This is perfect for finding the truth when you have 2 or more documents. Let's say you have a user research report and you've got a product roadmap. Are they even telling the same story? This prompt forces the AI to surface exactly where they align, where they contradict, and what crucial information might be totally missing. And the output is this clean, structured analysis, just like this table. It instantly shows you the tensions and the agreements in your own source material. Look right here, the contradiction between feature X and feature Y. That's a huge misalignment you might have completely missed. This is how you spot these critical issues in minutes, not in a week of meetings. And finally, there's the hypothesis testing prompt. Okay, this one is for the brave. It's for stress testing your own thinking. Let's be honest, your own assumptions are your biggest blind spot. This prompt basically turns the AI into a red team for your ideas, forcing it to dig through your own data to find evidence that both supports and contradicts what you believe. So how do you actually pull all of this together into a system you can use every day? It's a simple, really powerful workflow you can run in just a few minutes anytime that fog of ambiguity starts rolling in. First, clarify your outcome. What exactly do you need? A decision memo, an action plan? Get specific. Second, be absolutely ruthless with your sources. Remember, garbage in, garbage out. Only upload what is directly relevant to your question. Third, prompt in layers. Start with a broad question to get the lay of the land, then drill down with more specific ones. And finally, always demand a structured output. Tell it exactly how you want the answer formatted. This really gets to the heart of where people go wrong. They fail because they use vague language, they feed the AI a bunch of irrelevant junk, or they ask for opinions instead of an evidence-based analysis. The truth is so much simpler. Be precise, be selective with your sources, and test your ideas against the actual facts. So why does any of this matter? Because in any market, the team that gets to clarity the fastest wins. Period. This isn't really about technology. It's about building a real, sustainable, competitive advantage. Think about it. When you have the truth, you can execute without hesitation. When you have clarity, ambiguity just dissolves. And systematic prompting, well, that's the leadership skill that lets you find that truth and generate that clarity, not just for you, but for your entire team. This is how you collapse a week of back and forth meetings into an afternoon of focused work. It's how you replace endless debate with a clear, data-grounded decision. This skill, it isn't about talking to a machine. It's about focusing and amplifying human intelligence. That is your leverage. Use it.